Hey guys, welcome to Place Value. By now you should have watched that silly video by Number Rock. I still have that song stuck in my head, and actually my husband and I were both bouncing around to that song. So I hope you watched your review about place value. So we have been working on place value in different ways throughout this entire section, but today what we're going to do is we're going to play a game. It's called What Number Am I? I'm thinking of a number. So here is the game card that you should have printed or created on your own. That's okay too. I do have one example here. So what we're going to be doing is you're going to be looking at cards, which I've placed on a Google slide. Each slide will have 2 cards, and I'll show you an example of that. For each one of your cards, you need to fill out one of these rectangular sections. So you will do a card number, then you will make a drawing using base 10 blocks, and then you will write that number using numerals. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you how to do this. And because Mrs. Smith can't show you my blocks, I found this really neat website which will help me, and I can actually use base 10 blocks right online. So that's what you're looking at over here on the right with these beautiful light blues. And I've given this website to you on our Firsties website, so you can go right to it, and instead of using your blocks if you wish. All right, so let's go back to our screen and let's do our example. So for this first one, what I've done is I have chosen to do this first card. You can see that we have the number 36 card and we have the number 28 card. Now in the classroom, if we were all together, each person would get one of these cards. I have, I think, 40 of them. I did not put all 40 on this paper, and I do not expect you to do every single one on this paper if you don't wish to, but it might be fun if you do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example of how you should complete this project using this card right here, which is number 36. So the first thing I should do is go to my paper. So here's my paper, and I have chosen to do the card number 36. Now you'll notice that I have moved this space over here. That's because Mrs. Smith is going to be using these blocks in order to put it together, and I needed space. So I'm going to write down the card number right here. So here I have my card number 36. Then I'm going to pull up my question, and I can actually open up both screens at one time. And what I'm going to do is use my blocks to show what this riddle says. My number has 4 tens. Now we know that each one of these is a set of 10. There we go. I have 4 tens. If you'd like, you can count them. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we know that when we're working with place value and when we're working with these blocks, once we get to the number 10, we cannot use those individual blocks that you see up here. We need to move to a tens block. Now this website is also really cool because it also has a hundreds block if you wanted, or a ruler. So I thought that was pretty neat. I'm actually going to, I don't need that guy, so we'll get rid of him, and I'll move this back over so that we can focus on our question. Now the second part says it has 7 ones. So if you look up, where can I find my ones? Here they are. So I need to pull out how many, first grade? That's right, there are 7. Remember to pause me if you want to do this along with me. All right, so let's just check. 4 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now how much is that? If that's 4 tens, that means I cannot count by ones. I need to count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, then I have 7 ones. So I'm not going to go 50, 60, 70, 80. Oh, no. These aren't counting by tens. These are counting by ones. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. 4 tens and 7 ones. I think that we're ready to go write down our answer. So I'm going to go back to my screen, which will allow me to write down my answer. And here I'm going to drag these over. So you don't have to drag anything. You can just draw them but of course Mrs. Smith couldn't really, I kind of did draw them, I just used the computer. If you enjoy and you'd like to mess around with drawing on the computer, you could always complete your assignment using Google Slides by saving this assignment in your Google Drive, actually be your parents, and then what you do is you create your own answers. So, but you don't have to. The other option is just to draw it, which is what we would have done in the classroom together and what I actually would have preferred, but that's okay. So here I have already brought over my 4 tens, and now I'm bringing over my how many ones? My 7 ones. All right. So now what I've done is I need to write down what this number is using the information using numerals. So what I did up here with number 36 up here is that I underlined this in blue because this is the tens number, and then this one is yellow because that's the ones number. 3 tens, 6 ones. So then over here, what I would do is I would write down 4 tens and 7 ones. And maybe if I was tricky, I could underline it. Let's see. Well, let me do this. I'll take this one and I'll put him here to show those 4. And then I'll get another one and I'll put it underneath this one, which is the ones, and I'll change it to the ones color. So if that helps you to understand that we are doing a tens and a ones number and then putting them together to make a 2-digit number, you can certainly use colors exactly the way I did. So parents, if you're noticing that this is a struggle, start using those colors when they draw. Say every time you do tens, I want you to use blue or whatever the color they choose. And every time you do ones, I want you to choose yellow or whatever you choose. And then what they're doing is they're practicing counting the tens first and then the ones. All right, so there's enough on this card for you to fill out 10 of them. I think I have maybe 18 or 20 cards inside my Google Slides. So you can fill in this first page. You can do half. You can do the whole thing. You can start filling in the second page, however motivated you are feeling and however excited you are to play with your tens blocks. And remember, don't start building with those tens blocks, even the funny ones on the website, until you're done with your math, just like in class, all right? Okay, guys, I'll talk to you soon.